Oh, hey guys, how's it going? I'm in the middle of trying to get these stupid door hinges off. It is not easy, that's for sure. Oh, come on, really? These things absolutely suck. Even worse, the destructive route worked. I'd love to do that again, but my hole saw just broke. So I'm gonna have to do it by hand, which sucks. Ow. And I'm all out of gloves, too. If I put a drill in the eye of it, maybe I can drill that out. Oh, I did something. Oh, sweet. Okay. I gotta tell you, sitting on the damn parking brake ain't comfortable either. Okay, I got one. And I got two. Oh. Finally. Finally. I know that was a short one, but it's one of those ones that's been bothering me for a while, leaving this in there like that. This thing's gross. But luckily I didn't mess up the threads too much. I'll chase it before I put it back together. That much is obvious. But I finally got them all out. Man, this episode's gonna be a lot shorter than I thought it was, because I'm not gonna touch these again until it's time for them to go back in. And ooh boy, that's not gonna be for a while. I think now I'll put in one of those, you know, behind the scenes, or not behind the scenes, but one of those, like, past project highlights that I was talking about a while ago. 3D printer or Miata? We'll find out. On second thought, check this thing out. I made this at, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of the class. That's, for all intents and purposes, beneath me, but, you know, might as well still have fun. So I made this sort of like, you know, I don't know what they call it, whatever the hell you're lifting protector. It's just a little sleeve that fits over the top of my jack stands so that they don't munch up the bottom of the Sonett. Well, you know, because it's so light, I don't really need to worry about safety. It's just a matter of, like, is it going to mess up my finish? And it's constrained by these cool little interrupted thread nuts that I made. They're pretty neat. Totally stupid and useless, but I mean, so is the whole thing. It's honestly a vanity project, you know, because it's like, boo-hoo, scratches the other side of the car. But it's also more of a, like, I use these jack stands as, like, really short table legs every now and then when I'm, like, working on the engine or something. And it's nice to just, like, not have this, because this is a pretty nasty surface. It's just nice to not destroy whatever I'm working on. I don't have to worry about it. I can just plop one of these bad boys on there. I've got a shorter, like, low-profile version that doesn't have the retaining nuts. The only reason I did these is because our final project had to include a, you know, like, tolerance to parts or whatnot. I'll probably use the low-profile version because I really just don't care. But still pretty cool, all things considered. So let's get back to whatever BTS I promised you. Okay, so it took me a while, but I finally found the footage I was looking for. Keep in mind, this is some, like, garbage portfolio thing, resume thing I made for, like, high school. So it's trash, but here you go. This is my 1992 NA Mazda Miata. And this is me. And this is me thinking that the microphone was still recording. It wasn't. This car has been a race car all its life, even before I got my hands on it. Which means it's full of race car problems. Like the roof. It's a convertible. I'm obligated to take the roof off. But there's a problem. The front latches, the 4 latches that hold the roof on, work perfectly because they have no obstructions. However, the rear ones don't. With the large racing seats installed, there's no room for the rear 2 latches to move freely. The driver's side works just barely, but the passenger side doesn't work at all. That's where I come in.
I figured that I'd have to remake that latch, as it's too long and I don't want to cut the seat. So, photogrammetry was my answer. All I had to do was take about 84 photos of that latch in various positions and import those into Meshroom. From there, I got a relatively decent scan. I say that with a grain of salt because it looked like it had been at the bottom of the ocean. That doesn't matter. The scan gave me the important details, like the dimensions, because there was no way I could accurately measure a part like that with the tools I have. It was just too complicated. So I instead built a skin around it. I went plane by plane. It took a very long time. Not the perfect way to do it, but it was what I had at the time. And it worked perfectly. That prototype has survived in there for about 4 months now, and I'm looking to get it made in aluminum once I actually finalize the design. Now for a rapid fire, this car had speed holes in the front. I didn't like those, so I 3D printed some caps and fit them. This mass of wiring is the car's new ECU, a Speeduino, an Arduino-powered ECU, the first time I had ever actually soldered an entire board. That was pretty nerve-wracking. Now, I'm doing all this so that I can hopefully fit individual throttle bodies onto the car.
You guys know me well enough that you know I got these things working. And man, it was awesome. So, I guess this really goes to show you that I've always been involved with crazy projects, and I'm only recently starting to make videos on them. You know, might as well, right? Take you along for the ride.